As an electronic store owner, what do you need to know before you can start selling your products internationally? As pandemic continues, e-commerce grows so fast that delivery services can't even keep up. Do you want to miss the opportunity or make money on it? Today, you will learn key steps every electronic store owner must take before one can sell its product internationally. To grow your online business and make more money, it's not enough to keep selling where you are selling right now. You have to sell into new export markets, but if you don't have any exporting experience, how can you make sure that you won't fail? After taking the steps you will learn in this video, you will finally be able to start selling your online product all over the world and make significantly more money. This is Igor Chigrin. Let's begin. The first step you need to take is to determine the customs duty for your product in the export market. And maybe the reason why your product wasn't selling internationally is because the duty rate on your product in the country of destination in the export market is very high. Keep in mind that the tariff depends on the product itself and its country of origin. And the country of origin doesn't necessarily mean it's your country. For example, if you are based in the UK, if your online store is based in the UK, and you sell the products that are made in China in the UK, there's a certain duty rate that your customers pay. If you all of a sudden start selling your products, let's say in Brazil, via an online store, it doesn't mean that your customers will pay the duty rate for the product as if it was the product made in the UK. They will still pay the duty rate based on the fact that the product is made in China. And it doesn't really matter how much you paid in the UK when you imported this product from China to then sell it online to Brazil. In general, you want to know the customs duty on your product in the export market because you want to make sure that your customers can afford this product and they can afford this to pay this customs duty because, as I mentioned, in most cases the customer pays this duty, not you. There are plenty of online free resources how you can identify the customs duty rate on your product in the export market. I will leave them all in the comment section. Next step is to make sure that your product has appropriate certifications to be able to export it to the certain markets. Let me give you a rule of thumb. If your product can cause potential danger to the life or health of the consumer, chances are it has to be certified before you can export it to the new export market. The examples of those products could be food products, could be medical supplies and devices, could be also cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, anything related to chemistry, everything that contains mechanical parts or electrical parts and components. So you want to make sure that you are aware of certification requirements. The best way to become aware of those requirements is to ask your potential customer or distributor in the export market. But if you sell your products online, you can't really ask your individual customers. I would rather recommend you to go to the trade commissioner services in your country and ask them the questions whether or not your product requires certification. The next step is to determine the price for your product when you sell it internationally. First of all, you want to make sure that you make money, that you price the product the way that you make money, and make sure that you either include shipping costs in your price or you make sure that the customer pays those shipping costs. Keep in mind that international pricing is regulated by the rules. The rules are called Incoterms or International Commercial Terms. They determine what expenses the buyer pays and what expenses the seller pays. We'll have a separate video on Incoterms and pricing using Incoterms. But for now, you want to make sure that you are aware of those terms and you do your homework and make sure that you price your product for online sale profitably. So if you don't want to miss that video, subscribe to our channel. The next step is to understand how taxes work in international trade. If your country or country of destination has sales taxes, then when you import the product, you or your customer has to also pay not only customs duty, but also the sales tax. Now, what happens if you imported the inventory of your goods into your country, into the country where your online store is, and now you start selling the product online to another country? First of all, in most cases, there is a way to claim the taxes that you've paid back. And then when you export the product to the new export market, then it's the responsibility of your buyer to pay the local sales tax on imported goods. The important nuance to remember is that you are not supposed to charge the sales tax that you pay in your country to your international buyer. Rather than that, you have to record the amount that you paid, and then when your fiscal year ends, you claim the sales tax that you've paid to your local tax authorities and you receive the money back. The next step is labeling. First of all, determine the language of the label. In most cases, your label for the export market has to be in the official language or languages of the country you export to. Please know that some countries have 2 or more official languages. For example, Canada has 2 languages, English and French, while United States has 1 official language, English. If you start exporting your product online to the United States, you may also want to consider optional labeling in Spanish language. Even though Spanish is not the official language in the US, many people in the US speak Spanish, and you don't want to miss that market of Spanish-speaking people in America. Every label has a mandatory information that typically you can easily determine yourself just by looking at the product. However, there are also optional data that you may sometimes need to put depending on the country of destination. The best way to determine what you actually need to put on the label is to buy a competitive product and to check out what's on the label. Otherwise, you can do some research with the help of the local trade commissioners in your country. They can give you the advice on what you need to put on the label. The last step is to consider warranty policy. There's no international convention on things like warranty, repair, refund, and return policies. This is something that you have to determine on your own and make sure that your customers in the foreign market are aware what to do when the product malfunctions. First of all, you have to determine the period, the warranty period, and in many countries there are mandatory warranty periods depending on the nature of the product that you sell. So you may want to do that research and find out what's the minimum amount of time that your warranty should last. And then you have to reflect on what are the worst case scenarios that could happen with your product during the warranty period and after the warranty period, and what your customers, your international customers, should do to either return the product to you or your manufacturer, or maybe you can find a local repair shop and send your customers to that repair shop in case if they have a problem with your product. So all of this you have to determine in advance before you start selling your products online. And again, there's no international rule about it, so it will be an individual warranty policy depending on the nature of your product and depending on the country of destination. If you are in a situation when you have an online store but you wanted to expand into new export markets, we have developed an electronic training product called Six-Figure Export and Import Business in 12 months. I will leave the link about this product in the description. Check it out and see how it can help you. Thanks for watching the video. Please leave a question in the comment section. What else do you think prevents you from selling your products internationally online? If you don't want to miss new videos about export and import, subscribe to our channel and like this video. That was Igor Chigrin. See you next time.